Into A to Z Sports prime time on a Sunday night. Hope everybody's feeling right. Hope you're living well. Hope you had a fantastic weekend, and I hope you're ready to talk about a winner on Rocky Top, the rare winner in a loss, but a winner nonetheless that we are going to spend some time on because it's been a while since the Vols had a legit winner on campus, and I want to show some love here tonight to the Volunteers baseball team. We'll spend some time on Nashville SC. They had their first home game of the first game of the 2021 MLS season. I was in attendance, and we'll spend some time on that. It's a Sunday night, so we have a Tennessee heating and cooling heat check prepared for you. Many, many things to get to over the course of tonight's show. Before we get rolling here on a Sunday, you guys need to get your people involved. If you view with us on Periscope, go ahead and retweet the show in the bottom right-hand corner of your screen, Twitter Live, Periscope, wherever it is. Go ahead and get your people involved and retweet the show. If you view with us on Facebook Live, you can share now to public. That's how the Facebook folks get going on a Sunday night. L Boogie 808 says unshaved buck is where it's at. You know, I hate facial hair, but if the people want it, L Boogie, what else can I do? We will spend some time on YouTube, on Twitch TV as well. If you're streaming with us there, like Brad Lipford, I see on YouTube, you can go ahead and share this show on YouTube and get your friends involved. And now that more of you are here, we can go ahead and begin the show officially. Welcome into A to Z Sports prime time on a Sunday from the DraftKings Sportsbook Studios. I am your host, Buck Rising, and I am proud, as always, to be presented to you by Two Rivers Ford. It is Car Care Month at Two Rivers Ford, and they can give you 10% off of your car service when you go pay them a visit out in Mount Juliet. Just go to tworiversford.com, get your coupon, and you will save 10% off just that easily, courtesy of the fine folks at Two Rivers Ford. Of course, DraftKings Sportsbook, just as easy to get involved with America's top-rated sportsbook app. Plug in the promo code A to Z Sports and let the winning begin, courtesy of the fine folks at DraftKings Sportsbook. Brymac Mechanical, B-R-Y-M-A-K, that's Brymac.com. It's where you go for satisfaction guaranteed on each and every one of your HVAC needs. And if you are in the hunt for your dream address without the stress, there's nobody better that you can trust than Gary Ashton and the Ashton Real Estate Group of RE/MAX Advantage at GaryAshton.com. All right, so let's talk about the Vols, a winner on campus. That is the rare one. 10-5 in SEC play, 20-5 overall. They did not get the win against Vanderbilt in the series that they played over the weekend. Won on Saturday, put up a good fight on Saturday. Really never were in it today when I was watching Tony Vitello's team. But the Volunteer baseball team is really, really stout. The real Patron says, but can't beat Vandy. It's true. This is the one thing that Vanderbilt will always be able to hold over, almost always be able to hold over Tennessee's head. Baseball, without question. But the question that I want to ask you guys is how important was it for this Vols baseball team? The Saturday game was great, though, says El Boogie 808. Yeah, I know. Me and Lucas were watching it in a bar before the Nashville SC game, and I was very, very impressed with not only Evan Russell, who has just been an absolute stud. The 3-run homer on Saturday was so much fun, given that Jack Leiter wasn't quite on his game. But ultimately, I want to know your Two Rivers Ford take, scale of 1 to 10. How important was this weekend for Vols baseball? Let me know in the chat on Facebook Live, on Periscope, on YouTube, and on Twitch TV. Let the people know that is where you are going to weigh in with your answer. Scale of 1 to 10. How important was this weekend for Vols baseball? Understanding that they didn't win the series, I think that there was some substantial ground gained that you could see on the field. While you guys do that, I will tell you about the fine folks at Two Rivers Ford. While you give me your Two Rivers Ford take, we will discuss how important this was. I'll tell you what's very important. It's very important that you trust people that are worth your trust, frankly. If you're like me, now more than ever, you want to do business with a local company that cares about people. That's why I tell you about my friends at Two Rivers Ford. Since the minute they opened their doors way back in 1983, Two Rivers Ford has been giving their customers quality American-made vehicles at fair upfront pricing. They're also big believers in a no-pressure buying experience, which is one of the main reasons that they have a non-commissioned sales team. Their formula has worked over the past 40 years. Two Rivers Ford is one of the most trusted names in Middle Tennessee. So if you're in the market for a vehicle, go to the dealership that has the name that people trust. Go see my friends at Two Rivers Ford. They're in Mount Juliet, just 7 miles east of the airport, or online at tworiversford.com. Your Two Rivers Ford take each and every night here on the Primetime Show, presented by our friends at Two Rivers Ford. Juan Offit says a 7. El Boogie 808 agrees a 7 ultimately didn't win, but progress was made. Stacy Wills a 9. Josh Brown 8. Lewis Chesney a 2. Eric Garst says 8 out of 10 important. It shows that we can compete with the top dogs. Vols lost 2 of 3 instead of swept, says Puka. So there's good progress. Hal Law says, hey, Buck. Hello, Hal. Hope you're having a great Sunday. So let me know on Facebook Live, Periscope, YouTube, and Twitch TV how important it was for the Vols this weekend, this series with Vanderbilt. And I'll tell you that it was about, I would say, given they may not be as they were, heading into this series, they may not be the 5th best team in the country. Vanderbilt obviously ranks 2nd among college baseball teams. But I'll tell you that I would go an 8 out of a 10 on this scale, because there is not a better pitching staff that the Vols are going to face than Vanderbilt. And yes, they did not necessarily hold their own, but they did come away looking competitive. They did take advantage of mistakes when Vandy made them. Now, Vandy didn't make many mistakes on Friday or Sunday, but on Saturday, one of the best pitchers in the country, Jack Leiter, went out there and was missing a few. Vols took advantage. The 3-run homer by Evan Russell was spectacular. We discussed it. Really, really gave some juice to the series and to this Vols baseball team, even in a loss. That crowd was a hot mess, though, says El Boogie 808. Yeah, Tim Corbin made some comments about that in his press conference today that I thought were interesting. But Adam Sparks of the Tennessean did a good job clarifying that to make sure that he was properly understood. Scale of 1 to 10, I'm going an 8 here on A to Z Sports Primetime. I want to know how important on a scale of 1 to 10 to you, while I take a quick sip, how important this weekend was for Vols baseball. I splashed a little water in my eye. That's a live broadcast. Here we go. All of a sudden, after being told no one cares, college baseball, it turns amused, says Puka. They need to let us back in the Hawk. Well, Puka, I think, I mean, Corbin is saying basically the same thing, but understanding that you have to be cautious. And, Puka, I don't got to tell you that, While you guys give me your answer here on A to Z Sports Primetime, on a scale of 1 to 10, I'm an 8 for the importance of this series over the weekend with Vanderbilt baseball. While you guys give me your answer, I will tell you about the Ashton Real Estate Group of RE/MAX Advantage at GaryAshton.com. That's where you go for your dream address without the stress. It's just that simple with the Ashton team. The Titans, the Preds, and A to Z Sports Primetime. That is the official, we are members. Well, we're not members, but we're Gary Ashton's official real estate clients. Your favorite pro hockey team, your favorite pro football team, and your favorite streaming sports talk show, all a part of the Gary Ashton family. Be like me. Find your dream address without the stress, courtesy of the fine folks at the Ashton team. GaryAshton.com is where you go. Scale of 1 to 10, though. How important was this weekend for Vols baseball? 5, says John Bertotti. Charles Hardaway says the Vandy whistle guy is the worst. I absolutely agree. That dude was so obnoxious, and I understand that he made a name for himself all the way to the College World Series. And, every team has a character like that, a fan who is a character like that, a tradition that I hope very much does not continue to be upheld. I don't know the status of the Vandy Whistler. I've not seen him in quite some time. But yeah, he can go straight into the sun as far as I'm concerned. Mason says UT has split with Vandy. Mason on YouTube says UT has split with Vandy in football over the last decade. LOL, says Mason. Yeah, that's not exactly a great look, but understanding that Tennessee more often than not is going to be the dominant sports team, the dominant sports university, whether it's football or basketball. Baseball, obviously, in a non-revenue sport, baseball for Vanderbilt absolutely kicks the hell out of what Tennessee has. But Tennessee is gaining ground under Tony Vitello. Tennessee will get in there at the NCAAs regardless of this weekend. 100% agree. 10-5 halfway through SEC play is really, really strong so far. Going to suggest let vaccinated in, says Puka. They did let people in Vandy football spring game. There are 2 whistlers. Oh, God bless. They got to get out of here. Is the whistle guy as bad in the stadium as it sounds on TV? See, Jeremy, I only ever saw it on TV. I've never actually been to a Vandy baseball game. I'd like to go. Assuming that they let us back in at some point when everybody's properly vaccinated, or when the population up to the proper percentage is vaccinated. But on TV, he's the absolute worst, without question, here on A to Z Sports Prime Time. On a scale of 1 to 10, I am an 8 for Vols baseball and the progress that they made. Charles Hardaway says it's effing terrible. Live, says the Vandy Whistler, living on in infamy. What will live on in infamy, though, is Nashville SC's. A quick transition. Nashville SC's inaugural season in the MLS. They played their first game of their second MLS season last night at Nissan Stadium. I attended. It was a great time had by all. And it made me think of the question, given that we do have college baseball here, but we cannot yet attend Vanderbilt games. Sounds games, though, we will soon be able to attend. Which is more fun to attend, a Nashville SC match or a Nashville Sounds game? Let me know on Facebook Live, Periscope, YouTube, Twitch TV, all 4 of the social platforms. Which is more fun to attend, a Nashville SC match or a Nashville Sounds game? Let me know in the comment section on Facebook Live, Periscope, YouTube, and Twitch. I will tell you guys in the meantime about DraftKings Sportsbook. What is also fun? Sounds game's fun, Nashville SC game's fun. What's fun is winning money, and that's doing so in the DraftKings Sportsbook app using the promo code A2Z Sports. The big UFC fight coming up this weekend. Masvidal and Usman put on a show the last time that they stepped into the octagon. Round 2 is sure to pack a punch. DraftKings Sportsbook, the official sports betting partner of UFC, is putting you in the center of this weekend's title fight with 26-1 odds on either title contender to reign victorious. Pick either main event fighter to win during this weekend's UFC 261 title fight, and DraftKings Sportsbook will give you 26-1 odds. So download the top-rated DraftKings Sportsbook app right now. Use the promo code A2Z Sports when you sign up to turn $5 into $130 if the title contender of your choice wins. Place your bet and watch the fists fly this weekend. That's code A to Z Sports, just as you see behind me, to turn $5 into $130 if the fighter of your choosing takes home the crown for a limited time only at DraftKings Sportsbook. You must be 21 or older. Tennessee only. Restrictions apply. See DraftKings.com/sportsbook for details. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem and wants help, call or text the Tennessee Red Line 1-800-889-9789. Now, I lost all of my bets over the weekend, but producer Reed did pretty well. The last time that the Preds were winning, if I do recall, he won a good bit of money. So shout out to producer Reed. Dinner is on him the next time that we get together. V-Love says Nashville Sounds for sure. Which is more fun, an SC game or a Sounds game? That's the question, because I attended my first Nashville SC game, and I had a fantastic time. Now, understanding that we talked a lot about college baseball tonight, I think that it does warrant spending some time on Nashville SC as well, understanding that the Sounds are getting ready to come back. We do have college baseball, but none that we can go watch in person at this point, given that we cannot go see Vanderbilt. But Sounds games we will soon be able to attend in limited capacity. Which is more fun? Charles Hardaway says Sounds all day. Have you played putt-putt lately? I have not played putt-putt lately, but they do have a putt-putt course in First Horizon Park. Juan and John on Facebook Live are saying both Nashville SC. Puka says both are really fun. Jeremy Baker says Nashville SC is funner. I don't believe funner's a word, Jeremy, but that's okay. Then a Sounds game, especially if you sit in the back line. They'll love the Sounds games too. Titans need to sign Sheldon Richardson. Artie, we're not talking about that tonight, and they're not going to. So, let go and let football God. at this point, but we appreciate your participation. John Spainhour says, more gooder, LOL. Definitely had fun last night, but I need to see them in the new stadium, says V-Love. Yes, me and V-Love did shots together last night. Of course, safely, socially distanced, all of these things. But yes, there were shots taken at Nissan Stadium. And I feel pretty good today. I don't know how V's feeling, but I know Lucas Panzica, my radio producer, just texted me and said, this is the worst hangover I've had in years. So young Lucas had a good time. But I had a fantastic time. Now, what I will say to you about between SC games and Sounds games is I would have said a Sounds game before last night. And really, it's just a matter of the sport itself, right? So for me, I love the Sounds games. I love the Sounds Park, one, because I live within walking distance of First Horizon, and I really, really enjoy it. But for me, the Sounds game is I pay $9 for general admission. I go under normal circumstances, and I drink in the bandbox with my friends before we go out. Like, it's just a means as a pregame bar as opposed to me actually paying attention to the Sounds. Now, there is a ton of stuff to do in First Horizon Park if you don't care at all about baseball. And largely, I don't care at all about baseball. So that makes it a lot more of a fun, engaging experience for me. But Nashville SC, now I understand that not every game is going to look like that, and I hate the fact that soccer ends in draws. It will infuriate me no matter how long that I'm alive. You should have a winner. You should have a loser, especially if the people are paying money to see a winner or a loser, not a draw. But last night was as much fun as I've had watching a soccer game. They were hugely competitive. They had a slow start. The goals that were made by Leal, or the equalizing goal that was made by Leal, was an incredible shot. The way that he kind of torqued it across his body back into the top corner. They were just relentless. FC Cincinnati's goaltender put on a really, really good show. But I had so much fun. I was engaged with the soccer the entire time in a way that I have never been engaged with a soccer game. I very, very much enjoyed the sport itself. Now, it's a season opener, so there's going to be all kinds of theatrics. Not all of Nashville SC's games are going to look like that. But from an on-field product to get me to care, Nashville SC accomplished that. And more important than anything, Nashville SC made me want to go back. And that is going to be the biggest thing it's the biggest thing for any, sporting event or venue, really, that you're trying to attract the attention of people who are on the fringe, that you can just tip the margins in your favor to make them want to go back. I would absolutely go back and will absolutely go back to Nissan Stadium to see a Nashville SC game because of how much fun I had at my first one. But I do agree with V-Love that it does need to be in the new stadium, but we have to unfortunately wait for that until 2022. Last season's opener with Nashville SC was still one of the coolest experiences as a sports fan, says Michael Burgett on Periscope. Yeah, I didn't get to go, but it looked fantastic. Last night was pretty cool. A tie is lame, in my opinion, says El Boogie 808. Sound games are solid, says Brandon Roberts. Can't beat the bandbox. MLB in Nashville should happen. They're nowhere close. We had John Laurie, who's like the executive. He's the lead executive basically for MLB to Nashville, and they're spinning their wheels at this point. They have no actual traction. They have no lead investor. So without the money, there's no reason to be thinking about MLB to Nashville. Because the correct answer right now is before last night. I would have said the Nashville Sounds.
Downstairs with Kelly Glendenning.
Randall, walk us through your goal. How did it feel to find the back of the net in the home opener?
First of all, thanks to God, to my father, my mother, my little brother, my family is here to watch me. And then we want to win the game, But I think we play good. We have a very good sharp today, so we need to keep working and be ready for the next game. What I say, we wanted to win, but okay, this is what God gave us, and we have to work more for win the next game.
Thanks, Randall.
Thank you.
Equalizer for Nashville SC last night, a 2-2 draw, nonetheless, but an exciting game, an enjoyable game, and one that would make me want to go back. The Sounds games, I'm ready for them. My girlfriend literally lives across the street from First Horizon, so I'm going to be spending a lot of time at the ballpark this summer. As soon as I get double vaxxed up, I'm going to be reckless as hell in the bandbox, and I can't wait. May the 3rd is my second vaccination date, and your boy is going to be out there and sloshed. I am so excited for Sounds games. But for the on-field product itself, Nashville SC really captured my attention in a way that I was not expecting to. Before last night, I would have said the Sounds. Hawk letting people in based on lottery season ticket holders. He answered like a politician, says Charles Hardaway. Yeah, but much more likable than any politician. So many chances to get the win since the goalkeeper was on fire, says Tim Barber. I mean, this man, he was holding his ribs the entire time. He's diving all over the place. He was hitting the turf hard last night. He put on a really good show because the shots disparity, I had it in my notes for the radio show tomorrow. Shots 32-7 in favor of Nashville SC. They were relentless last night. The shots on goal was just as the difference was just as staunch, but 32-7 in terms of a shot difference was absolutely exceptional. How did it feel to score? Oh, I like Cinnamon Toast Crunch, says Charles Hardaway. That's pretty funny. Why did Cinderella get kicked off the soccer team, says Lakes Jets? Oh, I don't know. Is this a bad knock joke that you guys are pulling on me in Periscope, Lakes Jets? I'm going to give you one chance to make a good joke. I'm going to stall for you while you get in there with your answer. Why did Cinderella get kicked off the soccer team is the joke. Give me your response in Periscope before I have to move on. If you don't get it in here in time and we slow down the show for nothing, I'm going to be very upset with you. Well, not that upset. A little bit upset because I'd like to get back to watching the Braves and the Cubs, but that's okay because I'm going to hang out with you as long as you guys are willing to hang out with me on Sunday night. So Lakes Jets, as we await, why did Cinderella get kicked off the soccer team? I still see no answer, which is very disappointing to me because I've given you a wide open opportunity, something that the FC Cincinnati goaltender was not giving to Nashville SC last night, a wide open opportunity for you to be able to make the joke, and you did not follow through, Lakes Jets. This is very disappointing here on A to Z Sports Primetime, but that's okay. While we await, this feels like open mic night, LMAO. This, listen, I'm willing to, you guys know this is your show. If you want to take some swings, I am absolutely willing to let you do so because I'm a professional. I can stall for you while you make your answer. But Lakes Jets did not follow through with the answer, and so now he has disappointed us all. He would be booed off the stage. Boo this man. Boo. Lakes Jets here on a Sunday night. The Cincinnati goalie better not have to buy a meal for 3 months. His team needs to foot the bill, says Jeremy Baker. Well, I didn't realize, Jeremy, if I read correctly this morning after the game, FC Cincinnati and Nashville SC have played 5 times, and almost, I believe all 5 have ended in a draw, if I read that correctly this morning, which sounds insane to me. She left her shoe at the wrong ball, says James Henderson, because she kept running away from the ball. Cinderella joke, says Charles Hardaway. No, I don't. I mean, if that was the answer, then it's disappointing by Lakes Jets. Either way, the fact that he petered out and there's still no response, very disappointing. Puka says Hawk increased to 40% this week. That will be interesting, right? Because I don't know how many of you saw Broadway, but Broadway sure as hell felt like it's the most normal that it's been since, I mean, at least last February, without question. Let's move on to the Tennessee Heating and Cooling heat check tonight, though. If you are so inclined, let us do it. Give me your who got hot, who cooled off in sports this week. Let me know on Facebook Live, Periscope, YouTube, and Twitch TV. Who got hot and who cooled off? The A to Z Sports Primetime Tennessee Heating and Cooling heat check. That is what we do each and every Sunday night. While you guys give me your answers to the heat check, I will tell you about the fine folks who operate Tennessee Heating and Cooling. It's Brymak Mechanical, BRYMAK, Brymak.com. That's where you go for satisfaction guaranteed on all of your HVAC needs. They will hook you up. They will get you in your comfort zone this summer. Brymak Mechanical is where you go, BRYMAK, Brymak.com. They are the best in the business when it comes to commercial, HVAC, or residential, because they can do both at Brymak Mechanical. Who got hot? Who cooled off this weekend? Hot NBA, great games this weekend. I honestly, I did not get a chance to see the Grizzlies game. I know they played, but I did not see that yesterday because I was out and about. Charles Hardaway says, Pred's been burning up a trail. Yeah, but they lost their last two. So Preds have been doing better as of late. I didn't have a chance to see the Preds game because I went to the SC game last night. Puka, Mets, hot. Damn, Yankees freezing with baseball hail. Their worst start in quite some time, the New York Yankees. New York Knicks won their 6th straight game. That sounds like it could be completely improbable because all the Knicks and their fans know is just complete and utter sadness. But this is something. Maybe this is a new New York Knicks team. Let me know who got hot, who cooled off in sports this weekend. Let's start with Nashville SC. Nashville SC running out a bunch of jerseys to promote this weekend's opener. Nashville SC putting on a fantastic performance. Nashville SC 32-7 in terms of shot disparity in their 2-2 draw with FC Cincinnati last night. Soccer team heating up.
Hey Nashville SC, just want to wish you good luck with the season opener. We'll all be cheering for you guys, and thank you for the jersey. I appreciate it.
The boys! What's up, baby? Will Compton, busting with the boys. I can't say Tennessee Titan because I'm a former Tennessee Titan. Currently a free agent. If you know of any teams looking, I'm up for hire. Thank you so much for this custom jersey, 5-1. I love it. Good luck in your home opener versus Cincinnati. As always, do it for the boys.
So Nashville SC, Roman Yossi, definitely higher profile than our bum friend Will Compton, who's out here seeking employment. It's not even the right number for Will Compton. He's 53, not 51. But these are things that I nitpicked with him about when I saw that he got a jersey, and I did not, even after I had the general manager on the radio on Friday to promote their game. But it's fine. I'm not bitter. Nashville SC, stocked the hell up. Preds right now cooling off a little bit, but they're still in good position, clinging on to that 4th spot in the Central. Let me know on Facebook Live, Periscope, YouTube, and Twitch TV who got hot, who cooled off in sports this weekend. Preds cooled off a bit, but it's Carolina. Obviously, Carolina sitting atop the Central Division. Important series with Chicago. Preds cooling off as vets coming back, which makes, we'll be curious to see. We'll be curious to see whether how the vets like Duchesne coming back from injury, how they mess with the lineup, because the lineup has been strong with all of the injuries because they've been giving the young players more opportunities, not the highly paid vets that they have on the roster. Brad Lipford says Curry. I know he's on a historic tear. I think Warriors sitting about 500 right now. Last I looked at the Western Conference standings. L Boogie 808 says Compton always looking for work. I know it's the only thing that I can do to keep him busy, to have him on the radio every Wednesday, so he has something to do other than twiddle his thumbs and tape a podcast. Puka says 53 is Bullock's number. Yes, it is true, but they have not retired. Charles Hardaway says, we ain't tired yet, Buck. Well, that's okay. You don't have to be tired. And in fact, I'm going to get you out of here in enough time to not be tired, because that's the end of the show. Thank you as always for your participation. We appreciate it. Each and every night, Sunday to Thursday night, it's the beginning of our primetime week. We look forward to having you guys throughout the course of this week, Sunday to Thursday. Radio show tomorrow, going to be a lot of fun. It is Tony Vitello, who is the skipper of Vols baseball. He'll be my guest on the radio show. Despite losing the series, I think there's a lot of good stuff to talk about with Tony, so he'll be on. Dane Brugler of The Athletic, the draft god of draft gods, not named Mel Kiper. Dane Brugler will be on with less than 2 weeks until the NFL draft. We will get into all things draft with Dane Brugler tomorrow between 10 and 1 on 104.5 The Zone. And if you missed the radio show live, you can see it on Facebook Live, Periscope, YouTube, and Twitch TV. Go and like 104.5 The Zone on Facebook. Go and follow 104.5 The Zone on Periscope. Go and subscribe to 104.5 The Zone's YouTube page. The radio show is now live streaming. We really, really enjoy that element of it. I'm used to it. Everybody else is getting used to it, but we have a good time. So you can hang out with us 10 to 1 on all of the streaming platforms on your FM radio dial, or Buck Rising on 104.5 The Zone is the name of the podcast in your favorite podcast app. 615 sessions on Tuesday. It's going to be me, Emily Proud of WKRN News 2, and Joe Rexroad. Today is the podcast. It's the 615 sessions second birthday, which makes me very, very happy. So happy birthday to the podcast. You can celebrate the podcast birthday by sliding in my DMs on Instagram at Buck Rising, REISING, just how you see it spelled below. Slide in my DMs on Instagram and send us mailbag questions for me, Emily, and Rexroad to answer. We look forward to interacting with all of you on the podcast's second birthday. That, of course, comes out on Tuesday. In the meantime, enjoy the rest of your evening. I will enjoy mine as well because I've got a lot more work to do and a lot of time left to do it. And the good news is I'm just not tired yet.